Hello dear students, welcome back in social studies class. Today we are going to read our new chapter number 6. Okay, observe the pictures given here carefully and name the thing that is common in all these activities. So, what is common in all these activities? Yes, water is common in all these activities. Class, water is a valuable natural resource. Today we are going to read our sixth chapter, Natural Resources. A resource is something that is useful to us. Resources like sunlight, water, metals, plants, and animals are gifts of nature which we get from our surroundings. They are natural resources. Did you get it? So, what are natural resources? The resources that are freely found in nature or which we get from our surroundings are called natural resources. Basically, these are gift of nature like sunlight, water, animals, forest, soil, minerals and so on. Resources like paper, plastic, glass, and electricity for homes are made by humans. They are man made resources. So, resources which we get from nature are called natural resources, and resources that are made by humans using natural resources are called man made resources like buildings, roads, machines, and electricity. Quite often, we use resources to make other useful things. For example, we use clay to make bricks and plastic to make buckets, boxes, and many other things. Now, we have two types of resources, renewable resources and non-renewable resources. We use natural resources all the time. Can we run out of them? Some natural resources like air and sunlight will last forever, and there are some resources which get used up but are renewed. Renewed means replaced over time. For example, if we do not cut too many trees, new trees can replace the ones we cut down. Natural resources that last forever and those that get renewed are renewable resources. Okay, so the resources that do not get exhausted or finished and can be renewed or replaced are called renewable resources. For example, solar energy which we get from sun, air, water, plants and animals. Natural resources that last forever and those that get renewed are renewable resources. Now, some natural resources cannot be formed again or take a very long time to form. Things like coal and petroleum took millions of years to form under special conditions. Once these are used up, we will not get these resources. Such resources are non-renewable resources. Okay? The resources that are available in limited quantity and once exhausted cannot be created or replaced are called non-renewable resources. For example, metals such as iron, copper, aluminium, and fuels such as coal, petroleum, and natural gas. Natural resources that cannot be formed again or take a very long time to form are non-renewable resources. Did you all understand these? Two types of resources, renewable and non-renewable resources. Our first natural resource is air. Alright, air is an important natural resource. As you know, living beings need it to breathe and plants need it to make food. Air has many other uses. Air is needed for burning and for drying things like our clothes. Moving air or wind is used for sailing, for driving windmills and wind power generators, and so on. We will never run out of air, but smoke from vehicles and factories is making it polluted. Polluted means dirty. To keep it clean, we need to follow steps that reduce smoke and the harmful gases in smoke. Alright, so air is an important natural resource. All living things need air to live. Wind is used to generate electricity. Our next natural resource is water. Water is the most important thing on the earth. It is a free gift of nature, without which no life is possible. No man, bird, animal, or plant can live without water. We depend on water for all our needs. So, come to the chapter. Much of the earth's surface is covered with water, but most of this water is in the seas and oceans. About three-fourths of surface of land is covered with water in the form of seas and oceans. This water is too salty to drink and we generally do not use it for our daily needs like bathing and washing clothes. The water found below the ground is called groundwater, and in rivers and streams is not salty. It is called fresh water. We use fresh water for most of our needs. Fresh water comes mainly from rain. When it rains, some rainwater seeps into the ground and the rest flows into water bodies such as rivers and lakes. We sometimes dig tanks, tanks means man-made lakes, to collect rainwater for our use. To get water from under the ground, we dig wells and use tube wells or pumps. If used carefully, fresh water is renewable. Careful use means we should not waste water. We should also make arrangements to let rainwater seep into the ground. So students, what do you mean by the rainwater seep into the ground? As we read this above, some rainwater seeps into the ground and the rest flow into water bodies. Huh? Okay. It means when rain falls to the ground, the water does not stop moving. Some of it flows along the land surface to streams or lakes. Some is used by plants. Some evaporates and returns to atmosphere. And some seeps into the ground. Okay? As soil soaks that water, or you can say that water move down through the soil as groundwater and is stored below. Alright. Now India's water resources. In India, groundwater and rivers are the main sources of fresh water. The rivers Ganga and Brahmaputra and their tributaries are the main rivers of the northern plains. Many of these rivers rise in the northern mountains. They get water from rain and are also fed by melting snow from the mountains. We already read this in our earlier chapter. Okay. The Narmada, Tapi, Mahanadi, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri and their tributaries are the main rivers of the plateau region. These rivers get water from rain. Alright. We use rivers to supply water to our towns and cities, to water our fields, to fish, to transport people and goods, etc. For some uses, we build dams across rivers. A dam is a thick, high wall that controls the flow of water. Dams are used to store water behind them, to control floods and to help generate electricity. Dams have been built on many Indian rivers. Bhakra Dam on the Satluj, Hirakud Dam on the Mahanadi, and Mitter Dam on the Kaveri are examples. Okay, now electricity generated with the help of water is called hydroelectricity. Alright, did you all understand this? So my dear class, this is all for today. We will continue this chapter in our next video. Till then, bye. Take care.